Alright guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about how to handle snakes, and especially big snakes like Harry here. Harry's a Colombian red-tailed boa. He's 6 feet plus long, and he's a big snake. Now I know he's a nice snake, but I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to handle a big snake like this. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at him here. I'm going to show you with this camera here. And as we can see here, he's kind of curled up with his neck here pivoted into a kind of a curl. Now that means he could easily lunge forward, as you can see. Now he was sitting like this because his heat light was above him and he was just sitting there with the heat light. But as you can see how he's coiled up there, he could spring forward and attack what's in front of him for about 2 or 3 feet in front of him. The camera here, he could strike in a partial second. So if you see a snake sitting with their neck all curled up like that, you might want to give them a few more seconds or minutes before you go ahead and try to actually pick them up. This would be a bad time to try to pick him up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is let Harry kind of chill out for a bit. He's fine, I could pick him up right now, but like I said, when they got that curled neck, they could just lunge instantly. So what we're going to do is let him kind of uncurl, kind of move around the cage a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and see what we can do. Alright, so it's been a couple minutes, and now he's uncurled. You can probably see him in there. I'll give you a quick view with my other camera here above the cage. And as you can see, he's still got kind of a curled neck here, but it's not in a full strike position. He's not fully curled up anymore. So we're going to pick him up. When you pick him up, you never want to just, especially with a big snake. A smaller snake, it's not quite as important. They're very light. But a bigger snake like this that's heavy, you don't really want to pick up just from one point of their body. It's going to put a lot of stress on one point. So you try to get 2 points of the body. So I'm going to go over to this side of the cage. And also never pick up right by the head. You don't want to be grabbing them by the neck. They don't need support for their head. They can support their own head just fine. I'd say you'd want to grab them somewhere around 1/3 down and then 2/3 down their body. So I'm going to go ahead, and he's looking at me here, as you see. He's staring at me. But I don't think he's going to bite me. And if he does, that'll make a good video too, won't it? Alright, so this is where you'd be careful though. If you see a snake staring at you, my glass of this tank is very dirty, but he's staring right at me. His neck is again cocked, and he's kind of inching towards me, but I know him and I don't think he'll bite me. But you don't want to be scared either. If you're scared and you're freaking out, they can sense it. Just like all animals, they can kind of sense it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, and we'll see what happens, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And like I said, I'm going to pick him up from 2 points of his body. So I'm going to put my hand behind his head. I'm going to keep my hand over here to keep his head occupied. He's looking up at this hand. And now I've got about 1/3 down his body here. And then I'm going to grab about 2/3 down his body here. Keep his head away from you. He is curled up right now, as you can see still. Keep his head away from your body, but continue to hold 2 points of him. You do not want to let a big snake like this on the ground in a place where he can wrap around things. As you can see to my left here, this cabinet, or this furniture I have here, this plastic furniture, if he wrapped himself around some of that stuff, he's a big strong snake. I wouldn't be able to get him off of there. I've had him wrap around table legs and chair legs. It's going to be really hard to get him off of those. So you never want to let a really big snake get himself curled around things that you're not going to be able to get him off of very easy. Especially if you don't know his temperament. You don't want to be pulling at him and getting him angry when you're trying to pull him off those things. Don't be scared when you're holding him. If you freak out when you're holding a snake and you like start shaking or you drop him or something, that's going to be very bad. He's probably going to freak out with you. You stay calm, nothing's wrong, he's going to stay calm. So here we'll have a little look at Harry's face here. Get the camera, Harry. And it's really not that hard to handle a snake. The biggest thing is don't be scared, but watch out for their face. As you saw, he was looking at me. Now he kind of knows me, he looks around the room. But that'll scare some people. And you got to kind of be able to tell when he's in attack mode or when he's just kind of sniffing around and looking at you. So be slow the first time, and if he does look, if you do think you're going to be scared or you do think you're going to be nervous, then don't pick him up. When you put them down, same thing, lay them down gently and let them get off your hand. So it's not that hard to pick up a snake, but I just wanted to tell you guys a couple tips. Just like I said, when you're picking up a snake, watch out for the face, watch out for a curved neck. If they're sitting down ready to pounce, be careful, you might not want to pick them up. Right now, as you can see, he's all laid out. Cage is really dirty, I gotta wash it, the glass. But this would be a good time to pick him up. When he's all laid out here like this, I'll give you one more view of him here. This would be a perfect time to try to pick him up. He's got no curl in his neck, and you can lift him up from any place really easily. So I just wanted to talk about that, a little bit on handling snakes. Small snakes are the exact same. Let me go ahead really quick, and we'll point this down at my rack here. And with a small snake, it's the same thing. This guy's about to shed. I'll go ahead and pick up the brown one here. Now these guys are nice, I know they're nice, but they can be a little twitchy sometimes. But this brown guy, as you can see, he's not looking at me, he's not doing anything. I'm going to pick him up from 1/3, and I'm going to pull out the back and hold him in 2 spots. Now this guy's really light, I could just hold him with 1, but it's better to always give him 2 points to hold on to. And as you see in the cage here, they're not curling up, they're not looking at me. This next guy in here, I got to clean out this guy's cage, lots of shedding in here. This guy, not sure if he's nice. One of these guys bites me sometimes. Okay, this guy's fine. And again, very simple to pick up a snake and hold him. Just don't be scared. If they start looking directly at your hand and curling up their neck, that's when you want to worry. As you can see, he's just fine. So I just wanted to make a quick video about handling snakes, guys. And if you have any questions, let me know. Happy pet keeping, and we'll see you guys later.